Hello guys, I hope everyone have gone to this week coding question. So the first question will be accepting an integer n, and this is a kind of pattern you will be printing. Okay, so the program must print n lines with iterations from n to 1. Okay, that's it. You will be going from reverse, where each line should have integers from 1 to n integers, and all the integers should be enclosed within parentheses, in which the last integer in each parenthesis should be divisible by respective I. Okay, so they have given the condition that if the last integer is divisible by I, so I will go from n to, yeah, so the I will go, the outermost loop will be iterating from to the number of rows, that is will be going from n to 1, and to print the values in each row I'll be having another for loop that will be going from 1 to n. So if these two for loops variables are divisible with each other, you will be having a parenthesis. The last number in each parenthesis should be divisible by respective I. So that's what the condition they have given. Okay, it looks pretty much tricky, but let us now implement this. So first I will be doing it in Python. I have got the n input from the user, and here I'm gonna give the outermost for loop, and that will be a variable j. So for j in range of, I'm gonna iterate in the reverse, so n comma 0 comma minus 1. Okay, so if it is so, first I'm gonna print the opening parenthesis, and I'm gonna give n is equal to within space. Okay, so here I'm gonna print the value, so I'm gonna iterate the I value from 1 comma n plus 1. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is print the I value. So here I'm gonna give the condition. So if both the for loops or variables is divisible with each other, means I'm gonna close this with the bracket. Okay, and I'm gonna check if I is not equal to n. So if it is not the last value, I'm gonna print a open parenthesis. Okay, I'm gonna print a open parenthesis. Then if I is not equal to n, so if it's like if both the variables not divisible with each other, I'm gonna check if it is not the last value, I'm gonna print a space. Okay, and out of this for loop, I'm gonna give if n modulus of j not equal to 0, means I'm gonna close this thing. So it will be like if both the variables, like the outermost and innermost for loop variables is divisible, means it will be printing a closed bracket. Okay, so this will work out. And if the I value is the last thing, you'll be if it's not the last thing, you'll be printing a open parenthesis. So it's kind of confusing, but let me just explain with the example. So the first thing, when n is equal to 5, and when j is equal to 1, and that is the first row, you'll be printing the first open bracket, and it will be coming into the I for loop, right? So now the I for loop will go from 1 to n plus 1, that will be printing from 1 to 5. So you'll be printing, so it will be just checking that if when I is equal to, here let me just write over here, when j is equal to 1, and here I is equal to 1. Okay, so I and j are divisible, not okay. Yeah, sorry, the j will be like 5 over here. So 5, j is equal to 5 and I is equal to 1. So 1 modulus of I not equal to 0. So fine, it will not pass this condition. It will just simply print the I value, and we'll move to the second condition, like if I not equal to right. So there is no need of, there is only space. Okay, we don't need to give space over here. If I is not the last thing, you will be printing a space. Yeah. Okay, so now the I value will be incremented with 1. So I value will become 2. So 2 modulus of 5 is not equal to 0. So obviously only the value will be printed, and a space will be printed. And again I is equal to 3, the same thing will happen, and 4 also the same thing will happen. When I is equal to 5, it will be divisible. So it will be printing a close parenthesis. Okay, so and it will also check like I not equal to n, but I is equal to n actually, so I won't print a open parenthesis. Okay, so if both the variables are divisible and if it is not a last value, we will be printing a open bracket. So that's what the condition. So when you analyze, when you understand the question and when you analyze the particular pattern and when you find the condition, it is pretty much easy. Okay, so let's now execute this. So let me give 5. Oops, I almost forgot the print element. Yeah, it works perfect. So that's it. So let us now implement this same in C language. I'm just changing the comment lines. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna declare the header file htdemo.h and into main return 0. Okay, so I'm gonna declare nij, and is there anything I need? Let me just check out later on. So I'm gonna get the n value from the user, and yeah, so for j is equal to n and j is greater than or equal to 1 and j minus minus. Okay. Yeah, so first I'm gonna print the open bracket, and I'm gonna declare another for loop where I is equal to 1 and I is less than or equal to n and I plus plus. Okay, so first I'm gonna print the I value. So if I value and j value are divisible with each other, I'm gonna print a closing bracket, and I'm gonna check if I value not equal to n means I'm gonna print a opening bracket. Okay, so out of this I'm gonna check with another condition with else if, like if I not equal to n means I'm gonna print a space. Okay, so outside this for loop I'm gonna check if n modulus of j not equal to 0 means I'm gonna print a closing parenthesis. Yeah, so out of this I'm gonna print a new line. Okay, so I'm pretty much right. Let me just check. Yeah, perfect. So let us now check with another test case. Yeah, great. So it works fine. You can just check out with the solution, and you can also go with your own thing. When you figure out the condition behind this particular pattern, it's pretty much easy. Okay, so let's now skip into the second question. So the second question is like the programmers accept two arrays, namely A and B, which is of same size n, and the program must start from the array A. Okay, so if it will be starting from array A if both the values of the array in the same index are odd, or both the values of the array in the same index are even, then you have to print the current value and jump on to the another array. Okay, so it will be checking like when it first will come to 40, and it will be taking the two values of the same index, that is it will be taking 40 from array A and 30 from array B. So it will be checking either both the values are odd or even. If both the things are of the same type means it will be printing the current value and going to the second thing. Okay, we'll be printing the current value and jump on to the another array and print the value in that array. So it will be printing both the values, right? So it will be first coming to 40 and be checking with the first thing of the array B. So we'll be checking 40 and 30 first. So both are even, so we'll be printing both the values. And then it will be keeping on to the next array. So it will be staying in the B array itself. Now it will be checking both the values. So one is even and another is odd. The A array values is even and the B array value is odd. So now if the condition plays, it must print the value in the same array and remains in the array itself. So it will be printing 93 and it will be remaining in the array B itself. So next position will be this. So here we will be checking both the things are odd. So it will be printing 51 and 61 and moving to array A. And here you can see like 87 is odd and 74 is even. So it will be printing only 87 and remaining in array B. So it will be moving to 44. So 44 and 28 both are even. So it will be printing both the values. So it is pretty much easy. Now let us now implement this in Python. So first thing like you'll be getting the n value from the user. So n input and then you'll be getting the values of the A array. So list of map of n comma input dot split and B is equal to list of map of n comma input dot split. Okay, so here I'm gonna use a flag value so that to check it is in which array. Okay, so for I in range of n, I'm gonna iterate. So if flag is equal to 0, okay, I'm gonna, so if flag is equal to 0, it will be staying in array A. If flag is equal to 1, it will be staying in array B. So that's what I'm gonna take it like that. So first I'm gonna print the array A value and then I'm gonna check if A of I of modulus of 2 is equal to 0 and A of B of I of modulus of 2 is equal to 0, 0. If both the values are even or if both the values are odd. So B of I modulus of 2 not equal to 0 means I'm gonna print the B value. If not so, I'm not gonna print it, right? And then I'm gonna set the flag value is equal to 0. That's that. It have to go to the B array. Okay. So if the flag value is 0, I'm gonna print the B of I value first. Okay, I'm just copying the same thing over here. So I'll be checking the same condition and I'll be printing A of I value over here and I'm going to set flag value is equal to 0 so that the pointer turns out to the A array. So let me just check. So let me just check with the first test case. So 5, 40, 32, 61, 87 and 44. And next thing is like 30, 93, 51, 74 and 28. Yeah, perfect. So this is what the logic is. So let me just change the compiler to C and we'll be implementing the same in the C language. Yeah. So the logic is same. I'm gonna just change the syntaxes. That's it. So here I'm gonna include the header file as stdio.io.h and enter main return 0. Okay. So I'm gonna need a variable n and an array called, let us say, with a maximum index 100 and another array B, a flag value that is initially set to 0. and for loop value. Okay, first I'm gonna get the variable n from the user, and then I'm gonna get the values of a and b array. So it's like I is equal to 1, I is less than or equal to n, and I'm gonna get the values of a array first, and then I'm gonna get the values of b array. Yeah, so now I'm gonna iterate to the loop like I is equal to 0. Okay, the I value will be going from 0 to n. I'm sorry, since the index value will always start from 0, I have to change this. So I is equal to 0 and I is lesser than n and I plus plus. So if flag is equal to 0, I'm gonna print the a value first, and I'm gonna check if a of 0 equal to 0 and b of 5 modulus of 2 equal to 0, or a of 5 modulus of 2 not equal to 0 and b of 5 modulus of 2 not equal to 0. If it is so, I'm gonna print the b value and I'm gonna set flag is equal to 1. Okay, so else I'm gonna copy the same. I'm gonna just change the variables. I'm gonna print first the b value and then the a value, flag will be 0. Yep, we got some errors. Okay, so just a syntax error. Let me just check it out. We need to include a bracket. Since we are not in Python, we need to include a bracket. Yep. So let me just check out with the second test case. Let me give 7. So values are 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 8. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that's something that doesn't work over here. Let me just check it out. Where okay, so we have got the n value and we have, like this. Okay, and then we are cutting the flag value and then I'm gonna print the a value, b value. Yep, I guess let's just check it out again. Seven, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 1, 2, 8, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 7, 8, 2, 8. Yeah, perfect. So that's what we're pretty much done with the question. So if you have any doubts, you can reach out to our discussion forum and you can just check out with your random test cases too. Thank you.